Welcome to BK Nothing But Nets podcast. I'm joined with my partner in crime, my co-host, as always, Dylan over in Nets Press. Dylan, you wrote a pretty interesting article about possible Nets trades. I like some of them. I hated one of them. How's everything going? And what are your thoughts so far on the Nets winning 3 out of 4? I told you this was coming.
Yeah, you called it. Of course, it's disappointing just in terms of draft lottery odds, but it's been like I can't say that I'm completely pissed off about seeing it happen. Like it's been an enjoyable couple of games. Um, Michael Porter Jr. is a star. I keep saying this. I said this when we got him. I absolutely love what he's doing here. Nick Claxton has really become one of the 4 best playmaking centers in basketball currently, next to Sengun, Sabonis, Jokic. He's actually having a better statistical season as a playmaker than Sabonis, I believe. So just all around, I like what I'm seeing out of some of these guys that we were hoping to take the next steps. The rookies are kind of plateauing at the moment. There really hasn't been any like crazy performances out of Yegor Joman. Ben Saraf has had some solid performances, but nothing to the level that shows he'll be a starter at any point in the future. Danny Wolf has looked consistent and good, so that's good to see. Um, Overall, it's been fun to watch. I can't complain. The only complaint that I have, of course, is the lottery. And again, I'm a person who thinks the floor of the pick matters more than the ceiling. If the Nets were to stay where they are right now, the lowest they can get is 10th overall. And statistically, the 6th overall odds do not have a good chance of moving up.
Is
So
that what they are again? 6th? Is that where they are again?
right now, yeah.
How are we in the same spot as we finished last year? My God. All right.
It's frustrating, that's for sure.
It's like anything other than the 6th spot. Let me pull up the standings real quick before we get into your.
We're 3.5 games outside of the first spot. We are a game behind the 3rd spot. Realistically, the Pacers and Clippers need to start fucking winning. That's what needs to happen.
All right,
Those
let's.
two bottom feeders that just sit here and continuously lose close games need to start doing their fucking jobs. There's no reason a team that consists of James Harden, John Collins, Bogdan Bogdanovic, Kawhi Leonard, Ivica Zubac, there's no reason that team should be losing games. That is clearly a coaching issue. I've been saying it. Tyronn Lue sucks. He needs to go.
All right.
That whole organization is a joke right now. It's a disgrace to the NBA.
So 3-7 is all within a game and a half. This was the easy part of our schedule. The part that is, I don't know if you want to say, I guess it depends on your perspective. Is it a good thing or is it a bad thing? The Nets don't lose to bad teams. The Nets beat bad teams. So what that tells me is that the Nets aren't one of the handful of worst teams. Whenever they play a really bad team, whether it's Washington or New Orleans, or Indiana, Charlotte, outside of the first game, they win. They've beaten the really bad teams in the league. What do you make of that?
Piss poor coaching. Realistically, we don't have better rosters than
No.
Washington, than Indiana, than the Clippers, than Sacramento. Those teams all have better rosters than us. Their coaching
Well, I guess
sucks.
we lost to Utah. That's we lost to Utah.
Yeah.
But Michael Porter Jr. didn't play.
But even Charlotte should not be 7-17. They have a solid roster. This is a team who should continuously be looking at like 7 through 10 seed playing spots. It's just piss poor coaching on all ends. The league has been miserable to watch this year, genuinely. Like as an NBA fan, it has been such a disgrace of a product. There's no reason that you should have 7 to 9 different teams who are more than half below 500. Like it's a joke. The Clippers, I can't stress enough how you have considerably almost 3 All-Stars with Zubac, how you have great role players like John Collins, Bogdan Bogdanovic, and you still suck. Like do better.
Yeah. Right now you have Utah is the 8th worst team. They're 8-15. That means you have 7 teams worse than 8-15. How is that even possible? Like this is like the haves and the have-nots here. Okay, Oklahoma City aside, right?
Like, they may genuinely finish the year with 5 losses. It's fucking ridiculous.
It's crazy.
What they're doing, by the way. This is the greatest team of all time. and we're witnessing it before our own eyes.
And yeah, this really is wild. They're 23-1. I don't know. Like they could finish with 5 losses, or like once they're 60-5, or whatever, 60-3, whatever they may be, they may just start sitting people. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
They could go 75-7 if they wanted to, but do they want to? Right? Like, is that something that they want to do? I don't know. Like, do they start sitting people? They're gonna have everything clinched up. You would assume halfway through March. I mean, what they're doing is insane.
It's ridiculous. And I see the column right now that says not even close. No, this is the best statistical basketball team of all time. Their point differential is absurd. They're winning games by a minimum of like 13 plus points on
It
average.
looks like a college team. It looks like Duke or
It looks like if an
UNLV, where
NBA
they're
team,
just destroying everybody. It's
they
not
look
even
like an
close.
NBA team playing a high school team every night.
Yep.
It's not even close. They have the best player in the league. They have two of the best all-stars in the league with Chet and Jalen Williams. They have by far the best roster in the league from top to bottom. That is what OKC is doing right now. This is the greatest team of all time. It's not close. I don't care. It's not recency bias. The stats don't lie. They are absurd.
Yeah, it's the best roster. It's the best team. Like you look at the roster, you look at the talent, you look at what they're doing to everybody else.
The fact that one of their worst players in their rotation is maybe Alex Caruso, Aaron Wiggins, or Isaiah Joe is pathetic.
Yeah, it's and the depth, right? The depth, the starting five. They have the best player. Well, they have one of the 2 best players in the world. They have the best starting lineup in the world. They have the best roster in the world, and then on top of all that, they have the most draft capital in the world too. It's like this is just ridiculous what they're doing. And
Sam Presti just he beat the system. He is the system.
Yeah, I believe the NBA is going to do something because the NBA does. The NBA wants a dynasty. Don't get me wrong, right? We can say what we want. I don't like dynasties. The NBA does better when there's a dynasty. It did better when Jordan and the Bulls. It did better with Magic and Bird. It did better with Kobe and Shaq. It did better when you had the Warriors versus LeBron every year. It did better when you had James with the Heat. The NBA loves a dynasty because ratings do better with a dynasty. They don't want that dynasty in OKC because it's the smallest market in the country by a lot. So they're going to do something. And I said Lakers. I think the Lakers are going to end up a joker somehow. If Denver doesn't win it this year, which they won't because Oklahoma City will, I think Joker's going to end up on LA. And they've already built up San Antonio. So they've already built in competition for OKC out west.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
I'm going to say, yeah, it's going to be a 3-headed race between San Antonio, Los Angeles, and OKC for a couple of years.
The frustrating part is OKC is all built organically. It's what they built, right? With the Lakers, it's like, well, what can the NBA do for them? Like, how can the NBA build? And they still can't. The NBA can't build the Lakers up as good as OKC built itself up. It's unbelievable. Like, it's amazing.
I absolutely love it because a lot of people are complaining. Like, I have a friend who's a diehard Celtics fan. He's like, "Oh, the second apron bullshit is killing us." Yeah, good. Pick players.
Yeah.
Draft stars. Do it the right way.
Draft well. Yeah. Make
Stop
good
trying
trades.
to pay to win.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with baseball and the reason why they need a salary cap. Like, sorry, be better at drafting players. Be smarter with how you spend money.
And my
Sucks to
teams,
suck.
between the Mets and the Texas Longhorns, they just proven that money doesn't buy championships. You got you got to know what you're doing, right? The amount of money the Mets spent and the Texas Longhorns spent blows everyone else out of the water, and it didn't even get them into the playoffs.
Do you see all the angry I need to win this year or I'm going to kill myself people? It's hilarious. Yeah, I mean, it's just drafting is the right way to do it. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Every player who has ever been drafted to an organization and was a championship is usually their best player. Jason Tatum drafted to the Celtics. Jaylen Brown drafted to the Celtics. Jokic drafted to the Nuggets. SGA traded a year and a half, 2 years after he was drafted, got minimal playing time with the Clippers, ended up being the best player, drafted Chet, drafted Jalen Williams. Like, it's not close. You got to draft players to be great in this league. You need players that you can keep on 4-year long-term cheap contracts and then can sign to rookie max extensions that don't break your bank. That is how this league works. You can't give out $60 million contracts to dog shit players. It's the reason why Minnesota is not a good basketball team. It's the reason why they lose every year. You can't be paying Rudy Gobert $40 million.
I wanted to look at one more thing, and then we'll get into your article because I do want to spend a lot of time, as much time as we can, going over those trades. I want to look at the Nets' upcoming schedule. We got a month off. It's
Yeah,
spring
Giannis
break.
Antetokounmpo finds new ways to fuck this organization every single year because we got to play them on Friday, I believe.
Friday is Dallas. Sunday is Milwaukee.
Yeah, can't wait to play Bobby Portis and friends. Fucking ridiculous.
And in 12 days, you have 2 games, and because after you play Milwaukee, you have 3 days off again, and then you play Miami. What is with the schedule? You get 6 days off.
We're probably going to lose to Dallas as long as AD plays. We're going to lose to Miami. We're going to lose to Toronto. We're going to lose to Philly. So hopefully we get back on track with this and start getting things moving. Realistically, if I'm the Nets, I'm sitting Michael Porter Jr. for the Bucks game.
We have 2 games. We have Dallas and Milwaukee. We'll probably lose both of those. It's home for Milwaukee. That might be a win. I doubt it. Milwaukee needs a win in the worst way to stay in this thing. I don't think they'll lose to the Nets. And then it's Miami, that's a loss. Toronto, that's a loss. Philly, that's a loss. Minnesota, that's a loss. Golden State, that's a loss. Houston, that's a loss. Possibly a win at Washington. And then Denver and Orlando. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 games where you'll do no better than 1-8. Like these just aren't winnable games. Even if they sit there stars, a lot of these teams, they're still going to beat you. So if you're in favor of losing and tanking, you got 1 or 2 more games, and then you're going to go on an extended losing streak because there's no way around it. Like you're not beating any of these teams. You're not winning in Minnesota. You're not winning in Philadelphia. You're not beating Golden State or Houston. You're not winning those games.
Yeah.
So there'll be a lot of losses. I just can't believe how much the rest of the bad teams in the okay. Never mind. Sorry about that. I just can't believe how much the rest of the bad teams in the NBA are losing. This has got to be a record for the amount of teams that are going to lose over 60 games this year. It's got to be a record, right?
Of what? Horrible teams?
Yeah, let's say teams. Let's say 60. Like, how many teams do you think are going to lose 60 or more games this year? Probably like
Pelicans.
7 or 8. That's got to be a record.
Pelicans, Wizards, Kings, Clippers are on pace. Like, it's pathetic.
I would say there's probably 7 or 8 teams that are going to lose 60 games this year.
6 and 17 on average. If you look at the history of being 25 games into the season, 6 and 17 is usually between second and third place in the standings for lottery odds.
Yeah,
we're fucking 6th. That's a problem.
6th. Yeah, but I mean, what can the NBA legitimately do about it?
Thank you for asking. Stop giving mediocre mid-level teams who are dealing with injuries for a season or teams who are ready to compete top 3 picks. It's very simplistic. Get rid of the fucking lottery system. It's horrible. It's the only sport in America that has a lottery system, and it clearly has never worked. LeBron went to Cleveland. Why? Because the league wanted him home. You know, Derrick Rose went to Chicago. Why? Because the league wanted him home. Wemby went to the Spurs. Why? Because they wanted another tall-ass French dude to take over the league in San Antonio with Greg Popovich. It's the same shit every year. Like, watch, OKC is going to get a top 4 pick. Whether it's the first overall odds or if it's the 10th overall odds, they're going to get it.
Like, we'll see. I mean, the NBA is going to try to stop. They're going to try to stop this thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, they are they're in a league by themselves, and
it doesn't even make sense for them to draft somebody in the top 4 because all 4 of these guys are great talents who are going to be stuck in a system that doesn't start them for 2 years. That's going to sit there and have them play off the bench or in the G League while they contend. Makes no sense.
So if you're Denver, do you say this? I'll give you this year's pick for your 2032 Denver pick. That way they can stay good long term. Like, would you make that trade?
I think no matter what, Sam Presti is a psychopath to where he will draft his first pick no matter where it lands. My biggest worry is, let's just say hypothetically the Clippers start winning, they fall back down to 8th. Utah somehow stays at 9th and they don't get their top 8 protected pick back. And then Philly is around that like 14 through 17 range. What's stopping them from trading that 8 or that 9th and 10th pick up for like the 4th pick, the 3rd pick? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They have the ammunition to do it. So they're going to select somebody in that top 5, regardless whether they land it in the lottery or if they trade up. Because
You
you know
can't.
Sam
Yeah,
Presti's a dick.
you got to pay that guy a handsome amount of money, right? Like it's a lot to keep picking this high. It's not just, you know, you got to find the way. You got to figure out a way to get that new guy that's going to cost you $10 million into the cap, which you're already maxing out on.
Yeah.
We'll see. And then it's going to take a roster spot up. Like you got to cut a good player off your roster to bring the rookie in who you're paying $10 million. I don't know. I don't know what they're going to look. It's a good problem to have. There's no question about it. They're in a good spot, but I don't know. I mean, let's see. Like, what if they did get the first? If they get the first pick in the draft, they're keeping it, right? Like, if they're, who would they take? Would they take Boozer or would they take Peterson?
Probably Boozer.
Yeah.
Because realistically, if you have a long-term starting 5 of, God, how would they even do that? SGA at the 1, Dort at the 2, Jalen Williams at the 3, Boozer at the 4, Thomas Sorber at the, or Chet at the 5, Sorber off the bench once Hartenstein has to get replaced. And then you have Caruso, AJ Mitchell, Isaiah Joe, Aaron Wiggins. It's ridiculous. They have 12 to 13 players every year, and their 10th, 11th man would probably be a starter on about 7 or 8 NBA teams. Like it's insane.
All right, you want to get into the your article? I did want to spend most of the time on.
Yeah,
this
let's do it.
It was really good. All right, so I said there's one trade that I hate, and the rest of them I liked. Let's start with you guess which one I hate, but we'll start with the Pistons trade. Michael Porter Jr. Nets receive Harris, Rolland, a 2026 unprotected first, a 2030 unprotected first for Porter and Jalen Wilson. Give me your thoughts on this trade.
I think Michael Porter Jr. to Detroit as of right now is the most realistic option. It makes the most sense. They need a second option scorer. His rebounding would be extremely beneficial for them. At 6'10", he doesn't necessarily need the ball in his hands to create space and shoot. He's a great catch and shoot player, a great fit next to Cade Cunningham. I think Detroit right now is the leader, and if the Nets were to trade him, the Pistons would be leading that pact. I think that originally my option was Tobias Harris, Jaden Ivey, and this year's first-round pick. But with how he's playing, I need a future pick unprotected, and I need Ron Holland. Holland is their second youngest best player outside of course, their core of Cade and Duren. But I think Ron Holland has more upside than Jaden Ivey, and I don't think that they would trade a Sword Thompson. So to me, I think you got to go and get the next best thing in Ron Holland.
Is Ron Holland really like he's a local guy? He's from Dallas, Texas. Is he really like that though? I mean, his stats aren't much. I haven't seen a whole lot of him. It's the second year in the NBA. He played marginal minutes last year. He's averaging 8 points a game this year on inefficient shooting. What is he as a player? Like, what's his upside? What could he be realistically?
I'll just say, I'll answer that in a sec. I just wanted to answer this though. Their 2026 first-round pick right now is projected 29th overall. They'll throw that away. They don't need that.
That's why I don't really that. Okay, I'll let you go, and I'll tell you why I don't like this trade.
Yeah, I mean, realistically, Holland has a ton of upside. Did I put Rolland also? Jesus Christ!
Yeah,
I mean, the autocorrect is incredible on this new MacBook. Let me tell you that. Yeah, I think that Ron Holland has a ton of upside. Extremely athletic, decent enough floor spacer, still needs some work, but I think that his overall defensive ability and athleticism is something that the Nets could use. They clearly drafted a bunch of goofy, slow-moving playmakers, which has been working out for us. They all look very solid, but I think adding Holland next to Drake Powell could be a really good defensive duo and a duo that has some upside similar to like Trey Murphy and Herb Jones. So I think that move would be very beneficial for us long term.
I looked at this trade, and it's just not enough for me. Like you said, the 2026 unprotected first is going to be like the 26th pick of the draft, or worse. Like that doesn't move the needle for me. The 2030, I still don't know how good that pick is going to be because they're going to have Cade Cunningham and they're going to have Jalen Duren, so they're going to be good. You would think. I mean, you never know. That's a long way out, but like they're still probably going to be good. And then Tobias Harris is a throwaway. They probably buy him out, right? Like that, you just throw that away. And then Ron Holland, I don't know that much about him. I mean, is this all that we can get? Because honestly, I would just try to keep Michael Porter Jr. long term if this was all I could get for him. I'm being honest.
I think that adding another first-round pick this year is extremely beneficial. I don't care if it's 16 through 30. I think that the Nets have enough future draft capital to where they can package a pick like that and 1 or 2 future first-round picks and move up into one of those top 16 picks. So to me, it's extremely beneficial to grab another pick this year. Again, for an organization that was expected to make a lot of moves last year to move up into the lottery, there's one of two reasons. Either A, Sean Marks is an idiot, which is incredibly possible, or B, he saved his assets because he's going to make a major move this year. You kind of have to just hope that he's going to make that major move this year. So to me, I think that you need to add another first-round pick this year, no matter what the position is, so this way it gives you a trade chip to be able to move up on draft night.
This was the one trade I didn't like. I just don't think we're getting enough value for him. Like if you think of like Michael Porter Jr. is a legitimate second star for a team.
And yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I definitely think that instead of having the unprotected 2030 pick, if you were to do a first-round pick swap in 2030 and 2032, that would also be an incredible package. Regardless, the price for MPJ is going to be high. Like this is going to be like you could maybe see 4 first-round picks for him, realistically. So, I think he's at that level.
He's that good, yeah. Yeah. All right, let's move on to the next one. Nick, and I like this deal a lot. Claxton to Boston. You're gonna have to help me. Ousmane Dieng. Am I saying that right?
Ousmane Dieng.
Ousmane Dieng. Anthony Simons. One more time. Dieng. Ousmane. How you say it?
Ousmane Dieng.
Ousmane Dieng. You're gonna have to do it every time. A 2026 top 10 protected first, and a 2026 top 8 protected first via Philly from OKC. Currently projected at 19th overall.
Yeah, right now, as of today, it's at 18. The Celtics pick is at 22. So again, realistically, when you break down that trade, the Nets are getting 2 expiring contracts, so they're going to have.
You're also trading Highsmith in this, by the way, and
yes.
And a 2032. Yeah.
Yes. So you would be adding Simon's $27 million contract plus Dieng. I believe it's at 6.5 or 7 million. So right there, you're freeing up a little over $30 million for this upcoming offseason. You're adding 2 picks in the mid to late first round, in which you could package both of those up, say maybe with a team currently like Chicago, Portland, who only have 1 pick as of right now in this entire draft. I think that those are very doable move-ups to try and pursue a second lottery pick. So to me, that's my personal favorite trade out of this entire article because I think that it's the most realistic.
I'm muted. Okay, I'm good with this trade. I'm fine with this trade. I would make this trade tomorrow. I'm good with this trade. It's just we'll get to the rest of them. The Cam Thomas trade. Go ahead. I'll let you run with this, and this is why I told everyone just cut Cam Thomas. You shouldn't have offered him the qualifying offer, but I'll let you run with this.
Yeah, it's very simple. Injury prone, not an impact winner, doesn't have value. Get whatever you can get for him. Bogdanovich is on a 2-year deal. It matches up with the Michael Porter Jr. trade. So say that the Nets were to keep MPJ but trade Nick Claxton, then you have 2 guys who are going to free up over $50 million for you in the 2027 offseason. You get 2 second-round picks out of it. Woohoo! Nobody cares. But realistically, you just get some form of value for him. I don't see him as valuable at this point in time. I see him as a negative asset. But if he's a filler in a 3-team trade, as the Nets being a facilitator to take on a bad contract, then I can see them getting a couple of seconds for him.
I'm fine with this. But this is why I said just don't even offer him. It's not worth all the hassle. It wasn't worth all the drama, all the putting in, letting him take minutes. It wasn't worth doing all of this for a 2031 and a 2032 second. I'd rather just let him walk. Honestly, like it wasn't worth the headache. Like this is what we're getting for him. We're getting a throwaway and 2 second-round picks. Like I would rather just let him go and spend the $6 million on someone else. Honestly. I would rather have kept what's his name on the roster, Kobe Buffkin.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm being serious. Like, what was the point? And I don't think Cam Thomas is going to play another game for the Nets. I really don't. I know they say he's getting close and whatever. I don't think he's going to play another game for the Nets. So he played, 5, 6, 7 games this year, shot the ball horrifically, played zero defense. What was the point in this? What was the point in bringing him back at all? To get 2 second-round picks in 31 and 32? Just let him go. But go ahead.
No, I mean, I completely agree. I think that you're kind of at the point where you just need to move off of him. He doesn't seem like somebody who is a good teammate. He doesn't seem like somebody who is a vocal leader. The whole ain't shit funny, stay quiet, silent assassin bullshit. It's corny. I don't have any real interest in it anymore. I think that the Nets just need to move off of him.
Can you address this? Someone said he's worth more than two. Where did that go? I think Cam Thomas is worth more than 2 second rounders. You want to address this? Because I agree, this is the best that we're getting for him. So, but I'll let you respond to it.
He's not. He's played less than 50 games over the past 2 seasons. So, he's not good. It's an empty calorie player. I don't genuinely. I don't hate him, but his game means nothing to us. When he's on the floor, he's a negative asset. When he's on the floor, he's an inefficient shooter. When he's on the floor, chucking up shots, he just doesn't put up the points per game necessary to be an all-star. He hasn't developed any form of true consistent playmaking ability. He's an undersized 2 guard who can't play the 1. He's just not good.
Yeah, I mean, and this idea that, he can't score efficiently because he plays for the Nets is now out the window, because you know who's scoring extremely efficiently? Michael Porter Jr. Right, so you can't score efficiently when you're on the Nets. It's not a valid argument anymore, because look at Michael Porter Jr. He's scoring plenty of efficiency. His usage rate is plenty high. He's taking a lot of shots and he's scoring efficiently. So that argument goes out the window with Cam Thomas.
And that's the whole point as to why I said Michael Porter Jr. is one of the key pieces that you can truly build around if you decide to keep him. If you notice the way that they're running this offensive system, MPJ's moving off the ball, something that Cam Thomas does not do very well, right?
Oh, no.
Thomas needs the ball in his hands to break down a defender and take a shot. Everybody likes to say that he chucks up the grenades and that his efficiencies are bad because of that reason. He does it to himself. Get open.
We're going to get to this in a minute, John. We're going to get to this in a little bit. Let's keep moving. I don't want to get stuck too much on the. I would make that Cam Thomas trade, but like that I believe that is the absolute. I think you may only get 1-2 for him. Honestly, I'm being serious. But I would make this trade. The only one I wouldn't make was the first one to Detroit. All right, you ready for the next one? Spurs go all in, acquire Michael Porter Jr. I think this is a better trade than the because you're getting players. You're getting Devin Vassell. That's a player. You're getting Keldon Johnson. That's a player. 2026.
See, I disagree.
Okay.
I think the picks are better from Detroit. I do not like the players coming back. I don't want to add a 4-year contract. Devin Vassell's not that good. Keldon Johnson, like you said, he doesn't even want to be here. I'm not trying to add a hostage. Just if there's a way that you can make this into a 3-team trade to where you can send Johnson elsewhere, maybe then I'd be more open to it. But again, I have no desire to take on the Vassell contract. The only way that I'm doing so is if it's for 3 first-round picks. That would be the only way that I do it.
I would make this trade because I think Devin Vassell, I don't know how you're going to use him with what you have already, but I like Devin Vassell. I like Keldon Johnson, a 2026 first-round pick, and then a 2030. I'm making this. I'm absolutely making this trade. I like this trade because I'm getting back players. Maybe it's just my own ignorance. I don't know that much about Ron Howland. I don't know his game that well. Maybe I like him more. I'll study his game a little more.
Mm-hmm.
But this trade, I don't want to trade Michael Porter Jr. But sometimes you got to trade Michael Porter Jr. You know, I would much prefer this trade to the Detroit trade. Because I think you're getting players that you can win with in the future. Like you're getting guys that are going to be on your team when you get good.
Yeah.
All right, this is a trade I liked a lot too. the Claxton trade to Golden State. Obi Toppin, Benedict Mathurin, Jackson Davis, a 2026 unprotected first-round pick, and a 2032 unprotected first-round pick swap via Golden State. I like this a lot. I still think Obi has some upside. Matherin's a guy I like a lot. And then Tracy Jackson Davis, he's a big, right? Like he's a rotational guy. There's value in him. He's a decent player. And then the draft capital for Claxton. And like I would make this trade immediately. Immediately I would make this trade. What are your thoughts on this?
I think it's a solid move. I'm not sure if I'm sold on making a move for Benedict Mathurin just because he's due for a contract this offseason. So in terms of having to worry about another player who's going to be locked up on a long-term deal, I'm not sure if that's something the Nets would be interested in. I don't think that he's proven himself to get a long-term deal this year. So maybe if he signs a 2-year team option deal similar to Jonathan Kuminga, I believe there was one other player that did something similar to that this year. But if, say that he signs a contract like that where the Nets have the opportunity to decline it and free up the cap space, that I would be interested in. Obi Toppin would kind of fall on the lines of like Terrence Mann, who you probably can't flip or move this season or off season, but maybe at next year's trade deadline when they both have 2 years on their deal rather than 3, maybe then there's a better chance of that happening. And then Tracy Jackson Davis is more of just a filler to make the cap work for the Warriors. So in terms of the draft capital that you're getting in return, I think that the 2032 Warriors pick is going to be one of the most valuable you can get. As well as their pick this year. I think it's incredibly valuable. They're pretty much a retirement home at this point in terms of their top talent. Steph Curry dealing with injuries, Jimmy Butler dealing with injuries, Draymond Green never being that great of a player outside of being an annoying defensive player. I don't think that pick is going to fly too high up if they do add Claxton. I think that they're still going to be within that like 17 to 22 range, which is another pick that you could use to potentially trade up with. So I definitely would be interested in trying to grab that Golden State first-round pick this year.
Yeah, I like this trade. Like Tracy Jackson, he doesn't make any money, right? Like his contract, was he a second-round pick?
I believe so.
Yeah, he doesn't. So I'm not worried. Benedict Mathurin, you'd have enough games just you to play him, decide what you want to do with him. Maybe you don't want to keep him. Maybe you're right. Maybe I don't want to keep him. Okay, then his salary just comes off the books.
Yeah.
Like it's not that much of a loss. I'm getting a unprotected first-round pick from Golden State, which is probably going to be 18 or 19, right? Like they're not going to do. You know what I'm saying? Like even if they get Claxton, they're not better than 5 or 6 teams out west. There's already a bunch of teams out west. They're not going to finish. The pick's not that bad of a pick. Just on that, I would do it. And then, like I said, I can make a decision on what I want to do with Mathurin. Maybe I want to keep him. Maybe I don't. But if I make this trade now, I get plenty of time to see him and make a decision on him. I like this trade a lot.
Yeah, no, I definitely don't hate it at all.
And then Zaire and Day'Ron Sharpe. Nets receive Maxi Kleber, Dalton Connect, and a 2031 first-round pick swap. Lakers receive Sharpe, Zaire, and Tyrese Martin. Here, take these bench guys. I'm fine with this trade. I mean, it's fine. I didn't really look at the contract. Kleber's contract is expiring, right?
Yeah, Kleber's contract is an expiring deal, $11 million.
And then Connect is a guy with a little bit of upside. I'd be willing to give him a try, and then you get a pick. I'm fine with. I mean, I'm fine. Like, cool. You know, it's like this. I get 2031 first round pick swap. It's fine. Like, I really have no thoughts on this. If they did it, great. If not, it is what it is. This trade, I'm kind of neither for it nor against it. It's just kind of a move.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts?
I agree. I mean, listen, if you can get a 2031 first-round pick swap from the Lakers for those players, then great. I don't really see Dalton Connect is seen as a negative asset at this point in time. Kleber would only be used as a salary filler. They don't have multiple second-round picks to trade, so to me, I think you're asking for a first-round pick swap.
Anything? Anyone else interested in either Day'Ron or Zaire? Is there anywhere else that would be open to a Day'Ron trade in particular?
I really don't know as of right now. I mean, maybe if Boston decides to not move in on a full-time starting big, do they look at Sharp? Maybe. Um, do they look at a bunch of the Nets role players? Maybe. But it depends. We'll see. There's definitely a couple of teams though that could show interest.
And that's basically if so. I wanted to. We came up with 2 trades for Porter and 2 trades for Claxton. Which trade you would make the Cam Thomas trade, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I would make that too. The Detroit, the Michael Porter Jr. trade. Which one would you prefer, Detroit or San Antonio? Which would you prefer?
Realistically, I think Ron Holland in an expiring contract plus picks is better than a 4-year deal and a slightly higher pick. I think that the Nets could make a trade up easily and figure that out.
If you took whose contract in the Spurs trade do you think is untradeable, Keldon or Devin Vassell?
Vassell.
Yeah, okay, I probably agree with that. That's going to be a
that
hard.
I think that
He's
that is one of
overpaid. He's
the worst
overpaid. He's
contracts in
overpaid.
basketball right now.
He's overpaid. He's in a tough. It's a tough spot for him too because they're so loaded.
Oh yeah, no, he'll probably look much better here, but I just don't see him being worth it on that long term of a deal, especially when the Nets' goal is to maximize their cap space for 2027.
Yeah.
It's going to lock you down in a position that's going to prevent you from landing that star that you want. And I don't see it being feasible for the Nets long term.
I still like that. I like what they're getting in that trade. I've watched Vassell's whole career in San Antonio. I think there's upside to him. I think is he overpaid? Yeah, he's probably overpaid, but he's still a pretty good player. And the Nets don't have any bad contracts right now. They don't have any bad contracts. Yep. They don't really have any contracts, period. But they don't have any bad ones. So if you're overpaying Devin Vassell a little bit, which you are, it's not going to kill you. You don't have the Ben Simmons contract. You don't have I got to do Mikal Bridges contract. You don't have a crippling contract like that. The Michael Porter Jr. contract is not an overpay at all, by the way. Obviously, they'd be trading him, but Michael Porter Jr., which we looked at as a bad contract, is certainly not an overpay at all.
Did we lose you? I fear he has been lost. Nope, you're coming back.
No, can you hear me?
I'm starting to hear you now.
Okay. Wow, that was weird. Okay. I'm having internet issues all day. You guys can hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right. The Michael Porter Jr. contract in reality isn't an overpay at all. Like Michael Porter Jr. is worth that $38 million, whatever he's being paid, is 36 or whatever it is. The Michael Porter Jr. contract's not an overpay.
Yeah.
Okay. And then the 2 Claxton trades. Which one would you prefer?
I'd have to take a look at them again, in all honesty. Let me check.
Simons, you gotta help me with the name again. Usman.
Yeah, I would probably take that one. Just because we're getting 2 top 25 picks. So to me, you could package those up and get that second lottery pick without having to give up future draft capital, or at least without having to give up an insane amount of future draft capital. And when I say insane, I mean just like an unprotected 2029 Knicks pick or Nuggets 2032 unprotected first-round pick. Like you'll at least be able to give up something of mediocre value rather than an expensive pick.
I'm making this trade all day. All day I'm making the Celtics trade. I agree with you on that. So the only one we really disagree on is where we would trade Michael Porter Jr.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I didn't want to overvalue him. I do think that the Pistons, especially with that 2026 pick being so late in the first round, I think that the Nets could maybe pull off a third first-round pick out of that. Like, say it's a 2026 unprotected first, it's a 2028, top 5 protected first or a top 10 protected first plus a 2030 first-round pick swap. Sure, then I think that that's a really good value trade as well.
I want to address John's comment. MPJ is a fine third option. Why is he not a second option?
He's a second option.
I agree. He's an all-star.
You put him on you put him on Detroit, he's a second option. You put him on San Antonio, he's a third option. But but as of right now, there are multiple contending teams that would use him as a second option. Detroit being one of them.
And John, third options on good teams make around $40 million. It's what Mikal Bridges makes, who's a fourth option. Like
OG Anunoby as well.
Oh yeah, he makes $40 million. It's $40 million. I know it sounds like an insane number. It's not as much as it used to be. $40 million ain't what it used to be. Here we go. King Ribby's here.
Jesus Christ.
There is no way that anyone with a rational brain thinks Mikal Bridges is better than Michael Porter Jr. We saw what Bridges tried to do as a first and second option with the Nets. It was painfully bad. And we see what Michael Porter Jr. does as a second option. He's an all-star. It's not like he's an all-star. He's having one of the best seasons in the NBA statistically. That is the end of the conversation. What was the list of guys that were averaging 25 and 7? There's like 4 guys on the list. It was Joker, Freak, Luka, and
Jokic, Luka, Giannis, and Denny Avila.
There you go, Denny Avila. So, like, which one of those guys aren't an all-star?
None of them.
Well, yeah, he's a second option next to a superstar, right? And that's what you'd be trading him to that type of team.
Yeah,
right?
Cade Cunningham's a superstar.
Yeah.
Jalen Duren is an all-star.
Right. Yeah,
I think that you could put Michael Porter Jr. in a similar range to like the Jamal Murrays, the Evan Mobleys, the Jaylen Browns. Like that's the level of impact he has showcased as a first option so far, let alone what he could do as a second option next to a primary ball handler. I mean, you would be giving him the best scenario possible with Detroit long term.
I'm on Denny when he's on the Wizards. Yeah.
I will say I like what Denny's doing so far, but when I box score check him, my God, the free throw attempts, it's just ridiculous. A lot of his games where he's going off for these like 28 plus point games, a lot of them he has like 11 to 13 made free throws. It's kind of crazy.
Paul Pierce used to do that. Like Paul Pierce used to, score 25 points a game, 13 of them came from the line. Like, it's what it is. I don't care how you get them, just get them.
Yeah.
Efficiently, Cam Thomas. I wanted to ask you. I went earlier on a limb, and I said I think Cam Thomas has played his last game with the Brooklyn Nets. Do you agree with that statement?
Unfortunately, no.
No. Okay.
I hope.
When do we expect him back? I know they say he's getting close. He's going to be reevaluated sometime. So what is the timetable on him?
I would probably say New Year's, if not slightly before.
So still another, couple of weeks out. Let's say 3
Yeah,
more weeks.
It's probably definitely after Christmas.
I mean, I don't see any point in bringing him back. I don't. We already know what he is as a player. It's not as if he's gonna, let's say he had, a streak where he scores 40 points over 3-4 games in a row. So what? What does it matter? We already know what he is. You know what I'm saying? It's not like when he did this in the second year in the pros, everyone's like, wow, look at this guy. We have enough tape. We have enough sample size. Yes, he can score 40. Yes, he can get hot.
He can't score 40. He hasn't scored 40 since the day he dropped 3 40-point games.
He scored 40 he scored 40 against San Antonio this year.
This year?
He scored 40. Yeah, he scored 41 against San Antonio.
In his 5 games played, he actually put up 40. Jesus Christ, I don't even remember that game.
Yeah,
I don't know. Like, to me, that like 1 to 2 35-plus point game that he can have per season is not valuable to me. It does not do anything for me. I could not care any less than to see Scam Thomas on my team long term. That's the level of. I'm
not doing the whole Scam Thomas.
We're bringing it out. We did it with Scam Johnson. This year it's Scam Thomas. Get this guy off my team. I'm tired of him.
He'll be off. Well, again, he also has to agree to any trade. Which is why
good. You don't have to agree to a buyout.
It's not worth bringing him back.
Well, you do have to agree to a buyout, but if you just get straight up released, you don't have to agree to that.
No, you don't have to agree to be, but you're still gonna get. What was the point in this? This is what I'm saying about bringing. There was no point. It wasn't gonna help you in any way, and now it's just become a disaster. Sean Marks screwed that one up as badly as he could. Like, there's no way you could screw that up worse than he did. So, all right.
Holy shit, this is a real tweet. Ian Rappaport, the Colts are planning to bring potential Hall of Fame quarterback Phillip Rivers into their facility Tuesday to work out to see if he may join their practice squad. Wow, talk about desperate.
Yeah, I know. That's crazy. When was the last time Rivers played? Was it 3 years ago?
Something like that.
He played for the Colts, didn't he? At the very last year of his career. Yeah.
I think
Yeah, it was
so.
20. Wow, it was 2020. My God. Holy moly. Way longer than I thought. He
Yeah,
went
this dude's
5
got
years.
like 4 more kids since then. Just give it up, dude.
Shout out to him and Mrs. Rivers. Way to repopulate. Uh, wow, that'd be
Way
wild.
to
You know what it is?
repopulate.
He becomes eligible for the Hall of Fame, and he wants to reset it. He wants to put 5 more years back on, so he doesn't get declined to the Hall of Fame off the bat. He wants to come back.
I like how our comment section is just a war zone half this time. Like it's just so funny to me. Do you like Tonda Yesufa on this team? Personally, I don't mind grabbing him if we were to get a second lottery pick or just outside the lottery. Like to me right now, he's in that 12 through 16 range. I don't think that he's a top 10 talent. I wouldn't be happy with him if we took him in the top 10. But if you were to get a secondary pick in that like 12 through 16, maybe 17 range, I would be pretty okay with getting him. I like his upside. There's not many players at 6'5", 6'6" with that athleticism and defensive ability that you can kind of build around. So to me, I don't think he's a first or a second option long term, but pairing him next to Drake Powell could be a pretty fun duo to see defensively. He's kind of similar to VJ Edgecombe, where he had a slow start offensively at Baylor, but took off. So is there a chance of that happening? Maybe. He's got similar athleticism. He's got very similar defensive abilities, but I think his offensive game is where the upside is really going to be interesting, just based on the fact that he plays very similar to Anthony Edwards.
Uh, Getting a lot of people rough at the CBA. Nobody wants to. Yeah, are people going to be more hesitant?
Realistically, I was going to say, realistically, like I said, if you make that trade, say, with uh, OKC and Boston that I proposed, and you get, say, the 17th pick and the 23rd pick, what's making us think that a team like Chicago or Portland, who may fall in that like 11 through 14 range, what's making us think that they wouldn't want to take 2 additional first-round picks in this year's draft and a future first to move back 6 to 10 spots? I think that that's very realistic for a team to want to move back a couple of spots. Dylan, do you think we should draft Cameron Carr if we got a late first? No. I really like his game. He's been phenomenal this season with Baylor, but he's too one-dimensional. I don't personally have any intriguing desire to add him to this team. Very good talent. He's going to make a very good fit somewhere, but I just don't see it being in Brooklyn.
All right. I know you got a time thing. Anything else? And then what? I know you said you're out the next 2 days or something.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, listen. Like I said, we're starting to get rumors here and there. I've heard from 2 people now that the Nets actually have been seeing some interest from the Pistons with MPJ. So it'll be interesting to see if they do decide to move off of him. Like I said, I personally would be very heartbroken to see him traded. But again, if you get, 2 or 3 first-round picks and a young player out of it, then I'm not going to sit here and complain.
No, I hear you. I don't really want to move on from him, but what are you gonna do, right? Like that's life. Like what
Yeah,
does Dylan always say? You root for the name on the front of the jersey, not the back of the jersey. So if Porter's got to
exactly.
go, and it means 3 first rounders, then he's got to go, right?
I was gonna say
What it
I'll
is.
be very disappointed in not being able to see him like my comments on his posts anymore or like my posts. So it'll be a very sad day. He actually peeps in on the page now every now and then, like without me even tagging him. I think yesterday he had viewed a bunch of the stories that I had posted. So he's active. I mean, he's definitely cool with the fan base, which is nice to see for once. To see a guy who has star potential, if not already a star, be active with your fan base, unlike Cam Thomas, who blocks everybody. But yeah, fun times.
Shout out Lou. Lou says he rates for the little sponsor logo on the jersey. The one on the chest. The
Yeah,
Who
what
do
are
we
they
have
now?
this
Some
year?
horrible airline?
All in one or something. All in one.
Oh,
WON. Right.
sick. Yeah.
We had Motorola, which was recognizable. Then we had Infotech or something like that. We've had some weird ones. What was last year?
I couldn't even tell you. It's probably the
All in one
all-in-one
is
again.
All in one is a medical billing company. Okay.
Do I take a guess where it's from?
It's based in New York City. Valley Cottage. Does anyone know where Valley Cottage, New York is? I've never heard of that.
Yeah, it's in Rockland County.
Okay. Well, that's who it is.
Interesting.
Infosys or something like that was one of our sponsors. I don't know.
I'm not the biggest
Well,
Koa Pete guy for the Nets. I think that he's one of the most NBA ready prospects right now, but the skill set to me doesn't have the highest upside. I think he's got a high floor. And yes, I saw that comment and I'm trying to hold back the laughs. That's such a good comment, dude. Hell of
shout out
a
Lou.
poll.
Lou, it's good to have you back, my man.
But yeah, no, I think that Kareem Lopez has some intriguing upside. Again, another player that I wouldn't mind taking if you get a secondary pick in that like 14 through 19 range. But in terms of being a top 10 talent, I wouldn't take Kareem, nor would I be happy with Koa Pete. His floor is high, but his ceiling is very low. Personally, I think that he has similar tangibles and attributes to Aaron Gordon. So not going to be your first or second option, but can he be your solidified third, fourth option years down the road? Sure.
I do like Aaron Gordon. And final news: my Texas Longhorns were kept out of the college football playoff because the college football playoff committee is super gay. Your thoughts on my Longhorns being snubbed?
I don't watch college football that much. I'm going to be honest. It's the one sport that I actually don't watch a lot of.
They would have. It's you guys from up in the Northeast that just don't watch college football. I know you're in South Carolina.
There's nothing that's intriguing to me about it. Like
what? It's the most
I'm
fun
sorry,
season of the year. No, that's wild. That's wild.
I disagree. You got like 40 games on in one day. I can't keep up with this shit. I don't have a desire to watch Alabama play some random Christian school from, Iowa. It's not intriguing to me. When there's good matchups, I'll watch, but overall, it's just a not fun sport.
Basketball games that are a wash. That Hofstra,
well,
my Hofstra
the other reason too is because my team half the time sucks, so I can actually watch prospects that I want. The Steelers are 9-8 every year, losing the wild card and get the 21st pick. We're never going to get anybody good with that. So I don't actually have a desire to watch college football because there's nobody that I actually want to watch. I don't want to see Troy Fatanu's offensive lineman tapes like we had this past season. I don't want to see Kenny Pickett, who you could tell from a mile away would suck. So,
when they drafted him, I said, well, the Steelers just lost the draft. I said he's worse than. Now he turned out not to be worse than Zach Wilson, I guess, but it was pretty close. He was horrible.
I don't know. One's the backup to what? The Raiders now, and the other one bangs moms. So it's like
Kenny Pickett.
I don't know who's winning more. I don't know who's winning more in that scenario.
Kenny Pickett is god awful. That was so obvious from watching him play. I could not believe anyone took him in the first 6 rounds of the draft, let alone the first round. That was wild. Like that was crazy. All because of a fake slide that went viral. That's why he was drafted.
Yeah. It's crazy times.
Yeah. Kenny friggin' Pickett. That's an NFL quarterback. My God, that was a bad pick.
It's the Mike Tomlin experience. Welcome.
Yeah, that is Kenny Pickett. I get it was a quarterback week draft. I get it, but had he not gone to Pitt, had he gone to any other school, do you think the Steelers would have took him?
No,
there's no way, right? Like you just took him.
It's the same thing with Connor Hayward. That guy's not an NFL talent. The reason why he got picked is because his brother's here.
There you go. Yeah, it's true.
Literally, it's Mike Tomlin and friends. That's what it is. It's the power of friendship over here. It's a joke. Yes, Angelo, please, for the love of Christ, you can give me a 7th round pick for him, and I'd be happy. Get him off my team. Same thing with Cam Thomas.
That's what Rex Ryan said. If you fired him, 31 other teams would be jumping at him. I mean, like 2 things can be true here. The Eagles fired Andy Reid, and he got hired before he was fired. And the Eagles went on to win 2 Super Bowls. Like, I mean, multiple things can be true here. Like, it could be good for him and the Steelers if they part ways. It's not as
I think it's going to be great for us.
You might be right. Like any other coach would have been fired right now. Like Dylan ain't wrong about that. Like 8 years in a, How many years in a row has it been they lost in the first round of playoffs?
I think we've made it out of the wild card in 11. We have not made it out of it in 11 out of the past 15 appearances. In over 15 years, for you to get out of the wild card 4 times in your 15 playoff appearances, you deserve to be shot out of a cannon.
And you can almost guarantee,
and I'm pretty sure
that
it's
they're going to lose in the
straight
first
that
round
we
of
haven't
playoffs.
won a
They're
wild
going to
card
lose
game.
in the first round of playoffs this year too. You can almost.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's
book
either
it.
like we're somewhere between 5 and 7 years now where we haven't made it out of the wild card. To answer Brooklyn Go though, real quickly, I am completely out on Nate Amen at this moment in time. I do not think he's worth a top 10 pick.
Is it because he's not any good?
Yeah, he's been playing horrible.
It's a problem.
The efficiencies are garbage. The shot creation is not there. The just ball handling it's not there. He does not make smart decisions. He does not take smart shots. I do not like what I'm seeing from him so far. If the Nets got the number 1 pick, could you see them pulling a Celtics moving back down 3 spots to grab AJ and grab more assets? Me personally, I wouldn't trade back the opportunity of Boozer or Peterson for DeBansta. If I'm trading back, it's for Wilson.
Has Peterson played yet since the first 2 games?
Yes, he just played last night.
He just played? How do you do?
Yeah. 17 points in 17 points in 23 minutes. He looked really good.
Okay. Yeah, I would imagine. So he was fully healthy.
Yeah.
All right. When's Kansas's next game? Who do they play next?
It's a great question. College basketball is slim as shit this week, unfortunately. Let's see. You've got Kansas coming up. Holy hell, there's really nothing going on. Kansas plays Saturday, December 13th against NC State. That's actually going to be a pretty solid game. Darian Williams, Paul McNeil over at NC State, so it'll actually be a pretty cool matchup. You also have Arkansas versus Texas Tech.
It's a good
number
game.
17
That's a
versus
game.
number 16.
Yeah.
UNC also plays Saturday. St. John's plays Iona. Michigan State
Hofstra
plays
plays Syracuse. Hofstra plays Syracuse.
Who's watching that?
Well, I'll be out, but if I wasn't, I'd watch it. Hofstra beat Pitt, baby. Hofstra beat Pitt.
I was going to say game of the night. Arizona versus Bama. Number 1 versus number 12. LeBaron Filan versus Kobe Pete. That'll be an interesting one.
You got some stuff to watch.
Yeah, but that's all the way at Saturday. It's not like it's like college basketball and the NBA made it a point to make our lives miserable this week while they do play-in games and
I don't understand why the NBA does this. You got a week off, like you get President's Week in the middle of the week. I don't understand. Like, why are they spring break? Why are we doing this? They did this last year too.
Yeah, it's a joke.
Why? Why? Like, what? The Nets played like 5 games in 7 days or something crazy, and now you get. I don't understand why you schedule like this.
I know, it's annoying. It really is.
Noah Torre will be the future of this team. The shot creator is there. Thoughts?
I see Andrew Nembhard. I don't think he's going to be like the guy, but could he be like one of the better third options or 6 men? Maybe.
So that's a valuable piece to have, right?
Like a long-term backup point guard or
a long. Okay, so like Cam Thomas could be that 6-man off the bench. Like he could be that guy.
I don't want him on my
bench. I get I get
team.
It's run its course now. Now I'm turned off. Yeah, no, I'm turned off. Right, like it's like that girl you wanted, and then she banged eight of your friends. Like, oh, I don't want her anymore.
Cam Thomas is a definition of erectile dysfunction. It's just it's dead. I have no desire to see this anymore. It's limp. Let it go.
All right, Dylan. Good show, my man. What's your plan? When are you free again?
I'm not too sure. We'll have to figure it out here shortly.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll definitely talk it up Thursday.
Gary don't want the loose hot girls. I'm married now. I don't want anything but my wife. I'm good. But yeah, back in my single days, back years and years ago, yeah, I can't look at a girl that like 8 of my frat brothers have blown her back out, and they're like, "Oh, I'm gonna date her." It's like, are you insane? Like, absolutely not. No shot. Absolutely not. I love her, guys. No, 100% no. No. Dylan, any thoughts on dating the town bicycle? Oh, Dylan's gone. All right, guys. From Texas to the world, thank y'all and God bless.